Well, I'll be. I'm really intrigued by Hiro's character in this episode. Now, just FYI, if you don't know who Hiro is in this series, Hiro is the teenager that, was going around doing heinous acts to random people. Well, this episode is like a Hiro episode. It's mainly him in the spotlight. I mean, our old man Inuyashiki, he's in the spotlight as well in this episode. But Hiro gets a lot of screen time. We get to see a different side of him that we really haven't seen before. Now, let me back up real quick and just talk about something, okay? As we know, Hiro, he's a character that is our main antagonist. He is someone that is the exact opposite of our main male character, Inuyashiki. He is someone that obviously doesn't care for life. He seems to be very selfish, while our main male character, he's very selfless. We have seen these different distinct traits to these two characters, and it's become very obvious that that's what the writer wants us to see, that these two characters are like a reflection of each other. Like, they're completely different. They're like exact opposites. Like, two sides of the same coin. Yin and yang. And that is what is happening here. Well, with this episode, we see something we haven't glimpsed before. We get to see Hiro act like a human being. Now, this doesn't excuse him for what he has done. All the heinous things he has done and awful things that he might continue to do for the rest of the series. But we get to see something that we haven't seen before. He actually acts like a human, which is very interesting and caught my interest because it does seem like he cares about life. And so this lets us know a little bit more about his character, that it's not that he doesn't understand life, it's that he doesn't care about anyone that isn't relevant to him. That's basically what it comes down to. If you're relevant to him, someone that he thinks is important to himself, then he thinks your life matters. So he doesn't look at life as equal. He doesn't look at it like on an equal scale. Like if you have one life of this person and another person, they're not equal. He looks at them completely different, like a family member and then someone else. And so he's like, they're not equal. And we see this. We see what type of character he is. Even though we saw emotions from him, he got very sad when he found out about his mother and all that, we now know that the reason why he acts like this is because, like I said, he doesn't look at different people the same way. So, anyways, getting right into it, Hiro cries. He cries in this episode, and this is the first time we really get to see emotions from him. Everything we've seen from him thus far, he's shown a very deadpan face to where it looks like he doesn't care about anyone around him. Even his best friend, apparently, every time we saw him, it looked like he didn't really care much at all. Well, when his mother starts talking to him, we see a different expression. We see that he cares deeply for her. We can see he has a worried look. He has emotions on his face. And he finds out that his mother apparently has cancer. Now, as soon as, he finds out about this, obviously, the normal reaction for anyone if they found out their parent or loved one was sick with cancer, obviously, you would start crying and be very upset. That's just common sense. That's a general reaction. But in this case, many of us that were watching this episode, obviously, for the first time, we were probably waiting for Hiro's response. How would he react to his mother? Would he even show that he cared? Would he put on, like, a mask? That's what many of us might have been looking forward to. But that didn't necessarily happen. When he found out his mother was dying, he legit got scared. He got sad. And we saw that he got worried. And he remembered that he had the ability to heal others, and he healed his mother and saved her. Now, he didn't go out of his way to tell her he was the one that did it or whatever to keep his secret, but he healed his mother because we can see that he does deeply care for her. But it doesn't just stop there, though. We also have the other family, his father's side. Now, just to get right into it, apparently from what we could assume, Hiro's family was separated. For instance, the mother and father, they divorced, they separated, got their own family. You had the mother to where she's lonely by herself, having to care for the son, which is Hiro, and she doesn't really have any love life whatsoever, or any social life from what we could assume. While Hiro's father, he is someone that's made a new family, he's moved on with his life, obviously he's well off. You can see by, the attire to the house and all that in this episode, that, his father's side is very wealthy, well off, and they're doing completely okay. Even though they're the exact opposite of each other, you can see that Hiro does care about his father's side. And you're not going to tell me, okay, when you were watching this episode of Inuyashiki that you didn't get a creepy tone pop up in the back of your head, and you're like, he's about to do something bad to this family. Like, something heinous is about to happen to this family. Because when he walked into the door, and you see, like, this dude looking at it, it's like the first time we saw him, I assumed the dude was going to say, "Who are you?" And then, he's going to do bang. And then, completely, the man's going to just drop down on the floor. I assumed something like that was going to happen. However, it didn't. We found out that, Hiro knew this man, it was his father, and the people around him was his step-family. Probably not completely blood-related, but, probably like stepsister, stepbrother, all that type of stuff, stepmother, and we see that he was interacting with him. He even went out of his way to get someone that probably wasn't completely related with him a birthday gift, which shows a different side once again that I want to talk about. He doesn't view life the same. And you would think, since he's already done such heinous things to other similar families just like this, he would probably have done something already to them. But this shows that he doesn't just kill just to kill. He's not like that. He clearly is not like that. People like a part of his family are off limits from what we can see so far from the series, which makes him, like I said, a very fascinating character. Anyways, let's talk about the mother. So the mother, she gets cured. And that automatically is a death flag, okay? If you've, read enough manga, watched enough anime, or live action series, and you know for a fact that's a death flag. It's just a common, thing in literature you see. So the mother got healed, and all of a sudden you have it to where the son realizes he made a mistake. He was killing people, and he didn't necessarily repent because he felt guilty about what he's done. He only felt bad because of how his mother would feel, or what his mother would do. So when we look at his character, when he fought, I'm not going to kill anyone anymore, it wasn't because he felt bad about killing. It's the fact is he just didn't want to harm his mother. He didn't want to make her feel upset or sad or take her own life. So that shows that he hasn't learned his lesson whatsoever. He would easily do it again. He's just doing it because his mother is like a brake. It's like she is a stopgap, stopping him from committing these heinous acts. And if she's out of the picture, he can go full throttle and doesn't need to worry anymore because his mother's no longer there and he doesn't have to worry about upsetting her whatsoever. So that's basically what's going on here. When you see the mother saying, like, I'd probably die with my child if that was to happen, or, she says, like, so whoever would raise a child like that must be a really bad parent. And you just see these little things, and then towards the end, he says, like, I'm not going to kill anymore. It's obvious that she's going to die. She's just going to end up dead somehow. Either the police are going to get in a struggle with, Hiro, and then something's going to happen, or she gets killed, or he's going to accidentally kill his mother with his own hands, or it's going to be something else entirely, and he's just going to go off the wall crazy. So, it's just a matter of time. And I feel like what he said, it doesn't really hold much weight, because when he said he wasn't going to do it again, he obviously is, because he's the main antagonist, and we need tension for the plot. I mean, if we look at the grand scheme of things, getting in the nitty-gritty, we need tension, we need a, main antagonist, and so Hiro fits that mold, since he's the exact opposite of Inuyashiki, our main male character, so he needs to be, heinous. So it's obvious that he's not going to give it up at all, if we're looking at it from a writing standpoint. Anyways, let's talk about what Inuyashiki did in this episode. So he's learning quite a bit. He's learning how to be a better fighter. And he's basically going through a training arc, which he needs a lot. I mean, he may be a robot that's capable of doing many great things, but even then, this man, he needs to learn at least some fighting moves, kung fu, martial arts, whatever. He needs to learn something, because many of us probably can agree after watching what he's been doing, it's incredible, but it's very embarrassing. This man's just running around like punching randomly and stuff. It just looks very weird. He needs to learn some form of technique to be efficient in this way. So I'm looking forward to him learning how to use his abilities, his weapons and stuff, and also how to, fight properly. I am looking forward to that. I don't know if he'll properly learn all around, but I am looking forward to it if he eventually does. Now, anyways, besides that, there is something very interesting about this episode I want to point out, okay? Number one, once again, there is a big ongoing theme with this series, showcasing that Hiro and Yoshiki are the exact opposite of each other, especially when events are going on in an episode. As we know, Hiro, he's heinous, he's evil, he's the evil force of this series, while Inuyashiki, he's the good force, he's the guy that does good things, he heals people, and he does things selflessly, and you have it to where Hiro, he is a selfish individual, and in this episode, we see the exact opposite. Hiro, he shows emotions, he shows things to where he actually looks like he's changing over to a new leaf, he's trying to help people, he's healing people. While Hiro, he does heal people in this episode, but he goes out of his way to try to learn how to fight, how to use his weapons, that part of his body. So, it's like he's trying to be a little bit more like Hiro, while Hiro's trying to be a little bit more like Inuyashiki, which I find very interesting. And once again, like I said, two sides of the same coin. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about, this episode of Inuyashiki? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Please be honest in the comments below. Do you like this series? How do you feel about all these episodes so far that's came out? I mean, the only thing I've seen about the series that many have been complaining about is actually just the CGI. So, I'm going to ask that quick question, okay? Before I end this video, how do you guys feel about the CGI? I'm very curious. Let me know your honest thoughts on the CGI in the comments below. But with that being said, I love you guys. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. And if you like this video, please leave a like. And if you don't like this video, obviously, leave a dislike. I don't fault you for it, because I know there's many out there that might not like me. And I understand, and I won't fault you for it. So you have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.